Welcome to Train for Aptitude. In today's edition, we look at the third concept in problems on trains. Let us begin with looking at the problem. A train 210 meters in length, moving at 36 kilometers per hour, crosses a bridge in 30 seconds. What is the length of the bridge? Our options are A. 300 meters, B. 210 meters, C. 90 meters, D. 340 meters. Having read the problem, we can visualize the problem as follows. Here, the assumption that the train is moving steady at a specific pace throughout the distance still applies. What we would need to know is the length of the bridge is definitely comparable now to the length of the train, and we cannot neglect it in any calculations. The units of measurements are different, and therefore we would need to get them uniform before we solve the problem. Our next visualization shows what happens when the train has crossed the bridge. The total distance covered by the train in this case would be the distance of the bridge plus the distance of the train itself. And this is what would be the basis of how we would go about solving the problem. Let us now get to the working. What is given to us is the speed of the train, which is 36 kilometers per hour. Definitely the bridge is not moving, so its speed is 0. The length of the train, which is 210 meters. The length of the bridge, which we need to find out. The time taken to cross the bridge by the train is 30 seconds. The first step is to get the calculations in a uniform units, and therefore the speed of the train would be 10 meters per second. The step 2 would be to calculate the total distance that is being covered by the train. In this case, it happens to be 300 meters. Now we have the distance covered by the train and the length of the train, and therefore the remaining length would be the length of the bridge. What we would need to know here is that when we are calculating this, no negative answer could be expected. The length of the bridge cannot be negative, and therefore in case you get an answer which is negative, you would need to do the working again. We now begin generalizing the problem. We first begin with looking at what data is given to us. The first step, once we have gathered the data that we have, is to ensure that the units are uniform and consistent all across. The next step is to use the calculation of the uniform units into calculating the distance. Now that we have calculated the total distance traveled, from that, if we remove the length of the train, we get the answer, that is the length of the bridge.
Thank you for watching Train for Aptitude. Do not forget to encourage us by subscribing to our YouTube channel and liking the Facebook page.